It's time for the finals of the Season 12 Legend Tournament. Tomato versus Freeman. Look, could you have picked two better combatants to have here in the finals, Peter?
No, like for a second, I spaced out and I legit thought like I'm back in like 2017 or something because these two facing each other, this is a classic. We have seen this time and time again. This is a very hyped matchup because we can argue that these two players have some of the best rune quality in the whole entire game. Literally the top of the top, as we see Yeonhung Ragdoll pre-ban into Hathor first pick.
Doesn't surprise me at all to see those free bans, or those pre-bans.
The free bans, yes, they are free indeed.
That's right.
You're right about that.
Free bans. Say that 5 times fast. But also, Gani Hathor picked up immediately, and am I getting a little bit of deja vu here, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, a very early Asima pick. This does show that Tomato, once again, is getting trigger happy. He wants to be using his special lineups. He's preparing the Light Dragon. He's preparing the Trinity, who is a unit, I emphasize, should not be ever picked under any circumstance whatsoever.
Look, dude, can you call it or can you call it?
Well, I mean, I've been owning Trinity for how many years now? So you're pretty much speaking to an expert there. I'm going to own my statement.
Yeah, the 10 seconds of all time that Peter's knowledge is relevant, well, now it's finally coming into bear. How does it feel to have your moment, Peter?
Oh, I mean, as long as she sees a buff, I will shut my mouth. I promise that. But whatever the case, we do see Freeman. He is not at all ready for Gemini Tiana pick coming in. He does respond with the like. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's flexing on us. I was about to get so hyped there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, he responded with the Leica because he takes only a certain amount of damage each turn.
Right.
But if there's multi-hit AoE damage dealers, that Leica will not be too effective. So Tomato definitely thinking right now
10 seconds.
What type of AoE damage, maybe a crit damage Varad is going to get locked in.
Varad. Okay, guys. Special connection with Varad. My first Summoner's War account, 2 months in. I got Varad off of a random scroll. I'm like, wait a second. This game is actually so much fun, obviously, because Varad's pretty cool. Now seeing him back here again brings a tear to my eye. But more importantly, everybody loves a good cleave.
Yeah, now this is quite interesting. Tomato decided to ban Sierra because he really prioritizes that first turn. He wants to be moving first. Now, Freeman chose to not ban Tomato's only speed leader, showing that he doesn't believe Tomato has enough speed tune, it seems. Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Tomato or Freeman, whoever gets first turn is so important.
Oh, and it is. I can't believe Tomato didn't get the first turn there.
I mean, it doesn't matter though. He has the strategy. This must have been specifically devised against Freeman because it doesn't matter if Gianna moves first as long as you don't have a single will rune on your team. Now the strips need to land. He lands it. Now Ganymede reset is unresistible into a big crit. Here comes Crumble. It's going to absolutely crumble the team down to decimation. And Varad, how alpha is your skill 3?
Armor break on everyone. Dots on everyone.
Here we go. Skill 3.
Here is absolute zero.
Oh, what? I mean, all right. It didn't do any damage, but it froze them, and it seems it's game over.
Yeah, I mean, well, what do you know? The team that's supposed to one-shot monsters one-shot all the monsters.
I mean, I guess the strategy
Congratulations,
worked.
Tomato. Yeah, I mean, that useless is a good way to put that. Well, Tomato up game number 1, and now we get to get into our second game. Different pre-bans are going to mean a different game and a different strategy.
Yeah, and now we're going to be seeing different pre-bans, right? Hopefully not just swapping it over, Yeonhung pre-ban from Tomato this time, Ragdoll from Freeman. We're not going to be seeing that most likely here. They are taking their time, though, to decide which unit they want gone.
Okay, what's it going to be?
Yanni and Gianna. Interesting.
Yeah, might have seen a Hathor there, but I don't think that was really the defining characteristic of the last game.
Yeah.
Either way.
The Ganny ban definitely is a target ban specifically aimed at Tomato's type of lineups. That is a unit that he uses very well. Now, we do see the Yeonhung first pick coming out.
Okay.
So Freeman just going to respond with Sierra and Hathor.
The Fran coming through. Wow, we are just rocketing through our picks here. I mean, certainly a different style here from Tomato, but maybe saving the best for last.
Yeah, I mean, Tomato realizes that he made the cleave work on the first turn, but once Freeman has already gone through it, doing the same thing a second time might not be for the best. So he's changing up the strategy, which I agree with. He goes for the first Daphnis pick that we have seen throughout the tournament. this is a very strong pick when used right.
What are the next 2 picks coming in from Tomato? Doesn't want to set himself up for any weaknesses like he did in the last game, but I don't really know what the big change is going to be. You know, previously we saw like a Ragdoll be a super highly
There you go,
prioritized.
Ragdoll.
There it is.
Always
on
coming
time.
up. You can't have a Legend tournament without Ragdoll, can we? Now?
I mean, it's not a big mystery, right? It's like, wow, I predicted the most common champion. Artemiel is the final pick there in the end.
All right, so on Tomato's side, which unit are you looking to ban? Because you got double immunity. Hathor and Sierra are not that big concerns. Do you ban out the Taranis and go for a snipe on something? No, he says, I do not want to deal with Artemiel stripping everything and potentially stunning. I want to get this Vertihal and Daphnis carrying.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the strat coming into this. Let's see what happens as we get into our second game of the Grand Finals of Legend Tournament for Season 12.
All right, and now we see Hathor here getting that first turn incredibly fast with that Sierra speed leader, allowing the Fran to be stripped right into a bomb. He's going to have to detonate this. He has no other options. As we see Daphnis moving, the skill 3 lands the armor break. That could be
Here
a dead Taranis.
Coming in, 15k, but it's not enough even for the armor break.
Yeah, it was not enough. However, we're about to see Vertihal move. This might be enough to kill.
Yeah.
We see that first life being taken out.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a bear, not a cat. So only a second life here, and with only a quarter HP, it's not going to be easy to keep that alive.
All right, the Taranis did not get the proc, meaning his skill 3 was not able to be used. This is a bit scary because the damage is being laid out in such increments that the Taranis might just die if Vertihal does a violent proc here.
Yeah, okay, so here it goes. We got to keep an eye on this. Skill 2.
The violent proc I talked about. I cursed it, man. I cursed it.
It's all your fault, Peter. How dare you?
Man, that proc was so crucial because it allowed the Daphnis to move before he could use the skill 3. That was Tomato right there getting bombed. Oh my goodness, what is this RNG?
Tomato doing tomato things. Look, I mean, they changed Violet Runes. I thought that was supposed to make this less common. Oh, wait, just kidding. Still just as
another
amazing.
proc.
And he gets it again?
Oh, this is hard to watch, man. This is like...
His chance to proc is going to be like 5% now. Not possible, but I'm just saying. That's what it looks like. And there it goes. One after another after another. He's just landing headshots.
Yeah, this is absolutely devastating to watch. Now, all he's got is a Ragdoll to try to take out the Vertihal, but he has that 50% HP leader, allowing the Vertihal to be very tanky here, as we see Hathor landing that skill 3 in the right moment, though, and the Violent proc coming back for Freeman.
Yeah, and Ragdoll doing Ragdoll things from here on out. I mean, it might look like a 2-on-2 here, but let's see exactly how even this looks.
He got the straight. That's very important because he one-shots.
Okay, yeah. Wow. That strip, like you said, so important. Sets the Ragdoll up perfectly.
You don't want to use that, do you? What if he goes down to 30%? Okay, the skill was not up, but the violent proc is here. That is why.
On time.
That is why.
63k. That's the gavel at the end of the court case. It's like, no, that is... there's no more time in this game. We're out of here. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many back and forth moments throughout the game. Tomato, he did get a lot of good luck coming on his side that allowed him to get to the point that he did. However, Freeman still ended up taking the victory there, and I must give props to Hathor on that because that skill 3 in that moment was the complete turning point of the match. When that skill 3 goes through, especially on an enemy with Velodual, it kind of shuts down the purpose of their team.
Well, let's get into game number 3. A reminder, this is a best of 5, and that means that, you know, previous games, this is the deciding match. Not so this time around. So we've got even more time for these guys to go back and forth. Ganny Hathor, once again, very highly prioritized. And, of course, Ragdoll with the ban, so we're not going to see that this time around.
Yeah, but now we do see Tomato getting the Ganymede pick in, meaning he could try for a cleave again, but the Fran pick in there means that he's obviously not going to do anything like that. He's more likely going to stick to picks like Daphnis, Sierra, and whatnot. We're about to see as Freeman does take away the Sierra before Tomato can get his hands on it. What will the third pick be, though?
Yeah, I think Freeman knows exactly what would have happened if he hadn't taken that one away. Potentially. But, okay. I mean, Ragdoll, it's sad to see you go, but already more Dragon Knights coming through. We're going to see more. I think, what's the maximum?
Oh my goodness.
Hello?
What
Please
is...
respond. We're going back to it. Maybe.
No way. He's just flexing.
Okay.
This man is just
Tomato,
trigger happy, I'm telling you.
I got my hopes up, Tomato. How dare you? I was looking forward to a repeat of game number 1. I think Tomato might have been there too.
There's no way he can pull that off with the friend in there. So I'm really glad that it was only just like, oh man, I'm so tempted to do it. You know, that kind of moment, and not literally, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I don't care.
Second time is definitely not the charm there, Peter. And nice to see a little bit of a flex there. But what's the final pick here for Freeman going to be? How do you round this team comp out?
I mean, maybe another CC, but no, he goes for the Taranis pick, which was a direct response to the Daphnis, right? But it's going to get hard countered by the Laika, a very fearsome pick into wind units. And there's also a Ganymede there to keep that Taranis resetted. So I do question the validity of that pick as we get into the game, and we're about to find out.
A validity of the Laika pick there at the end?
No, of the Taranis pick.
Okay, yeah. That makes a little bit more sense. Wow. Well, let's get into it. Peter, it's time for game number 3. And in many ways, this is the turning point of this series. It's 1-1, very evenly matched. What do we have to watch out for here in game 3, Peter?
We have to watch out for the Laika and Daphnis combo coming out, because those two are looking to wipe out something. And here we are with the Hellfire landing once again. We do know this skill does not do enough damage to kill Freeman's Taranis, so Laika's going to have to do one little hit. Maybe if Triana kills it, then that's a gone Taranis. He needs a... Okay, he didn't try to gamble for a crit there, though.
I was going to say, it's really a coin flip at that point. It's like, do you go for it, but then also risk losing one on your side? There's the revive, so coming through very, very early here. We'll no longer have that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the right choice by Tomato there to not go for the gambling crit. That would have been very bad because the Hathor skill 3 would have come out, so I commend him on his decision-making. However, we do see that skill 3 of Hathor being used quite early, I must say.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Let's see if this is enough to kill. Probably.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be enough to kill. That defense buff from Taranis is doing the opposite of what Freeman wants.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Definitely not helping his units stay alive any longer, that's for sure. And so, I mean, where do we reach for hope for Freeman?
He needs this Jaeger to carry, and he needs the Taranis to be proccing, because Daphnis, he's going to be resetting that Taranis left and right. Jaeger, he does enough damage to kill Gany here. Oh, there's no proc. That Gany is dead as long as he doesn't touch it.
Okay, hello? You got one job.
Okay, he knows the deal. He's going to let it die to dots. That is big.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Very efficient usage of his targeting there. But let's see if this Jaeger can make it happen. It's a lot of eggs to put in the Jaeger basket, Peter.
Come on, Justice. Oh, okay. 14k right there. He decided to go for the damage onto Triana rather than popping the passive. And now this sleep needs to land.
Okay, let's see. We've had some crazy procs. Not going to happen this time around.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Taranis, though, if he proc right there, he could have gone for another revive. Thankfully for Tomato, it did not happen, so bye-bye, Taranis.
Slight overkill, but that's going to do it. And
Jaeger,
he's coming back.
Okay.
Oh, so close. Is that 5%, Peter?
No. Hathor needs to do one more hit. Crit Hathor. This is that moment when we need that 15%.
It's all coming down to that.
Oh, my Lord. That is tilting.
Not only not a crit, but the resist there as well. And now we're going to see, maybe not the most overwhelming overwhelm, but it's we're setting things in motion for Tomato to be in a pretty good spot.
Man, if that crit right there, that would have turned the tide of the game around. But whatever the case is, it doesn't change the fact that Laika is here. And Laika is looking to show Jaeger who the better Dragon Knight is. As we see the brothers 1v1. This is going to be intense.
1v1, Dragon Knight only, final destination.
Oh,
this is about as close as it gets. Oh my god, he's going to get it, but it's not enough. That's definitely 5% though. Oh my god, the counter, the noblest of bloods. Who's the best Dragon Knight now, Peter?
Laika, obviously. You saw people are starting to use Laika ever since he got a small buff lately. Apparently not small based on the amount of people using it. And he's like, hey, look at me. You guys have forgotten about me, but hello, I just 1v4'd everything.
I was just saying, I'm the captain now is what Laika's saying. What an incredible fight. It's really rare that we get to see a whole games, these very detailed, intricate team comps come down to a really sick one-on-one between even units of the same class like that. That was epic.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw Leica earlier, but it did not work, right?
Yeah, it just wasn't very impressive. It didn't seem to be a very key part of the lineup, and this time around, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, this was a perfect demonstration of it. And now we are getting into round number 4. Tomato is 2-1 right now, a bit ahead of Freeman there. Gianna and Ganniban coming out.
Now, look, Tomato is on match point here, so that's important. Keep in mind he did get here by pulling out that sick cleave comp. I think that was like a 2.5 turn game number 1, something like that. I don't think we're going to see that again, so that might limit Tomato's strategic possibilities here. I don't know. Freeman, if he's got to come back, now is the time.
Yeah, I mean, the Hathor pick, Freeman is always sticking by that Hathor. I know he's got sick runes on it, so I do not blame him for taking that unit. It does mean he could be looking forward to taking Sierra here again, or will he maybe take a Daphnis, because Tomato keeps picking it, right?
Well, I mean, you're the one calling the shots here, Peter, apparently. All I'm here is to watch people lock in Beast Riders. That's the only reason I showed up today. But to be honest, seeing these Dragon Knights be so impactful, whether it was Ragdoll 2 games ago, Leica in the last game, or actually, we're back to seeing Ragdoll here again.
Oh.
Okay, no. Tomato likes to flex a little bit, so that's kind of what we're seeing here.
He is extra trigger happy today. We see that light Neostone agent coming out. That could be an interesting pick, but it could be problematic at the same time if Daphnis gets banned out. So he changes his mind. He goes with the Vanessa pick, showing that he's ready to play speed this time.
Vanessa, that's
okay.
Definitely, okay, all right. Well, I actually thought it was going to be Tomato, the one flexing a little bit on the lineups there, but even though it's banned, it's nice to see that Freeman's got a deep pool of his own.
Yeah, that Neff pick was to get that additional speed leader, and once he picked that unit, it was pretty obvious that Fran was going to get banned out.
Yep.
So Tomato saying, I don't want to have anything to do with your Neff. He bans it. Now Tomato with the first turn goes for the strip, and he does not land it.
Yep.
But he gets a proc.
He does get a proc, but still, I feel like that's his best possible opener. I mean, the glancing is not a bad way to start either.
Yeah, and that attack bar push allowed the Hathor to move into strip on a fire unit into a proc. This is giving me PTSD.
Triple sleep already. Kind of the shoe on the other foot. There's the bomb, starting things off in a great way for Freeman.
This is absolutely great. You've nailed it with that statement, because right now, Tomato, he's got to play the wake-up game. And not only that, but the dot, right? The dot from Sierra somehow did not land on Yunhong, effectively keeping her slept.
For another turn.
Yeah, I mean, right now, though, Vanessa is hanging on for dear life. If that Yunhong gets a turn, she's going to get all that HP back. It's all up to RNG right now.
Yeah, well, okay, all right. Oh, man.
That resistance scared me.
It really did. This is match point for Tomato, so every second here could be the last one of this game. Waiting for it.
The bomb coming out. This does mean Yunhong is not going to be able to heal up anytime soon. However, the Daphnis does get a turn. He's going for the snipe on Sierra. That might be enough to kill, but also just leave it with 1 HP.
It's going to be so close and not enough. I mean, there's going to be like the love tap there at the end to seal the deal, but it did take that.
Yeah, I mean, but that was actually a really good scenario for Tomato, because it allowed him to put armor break onto Ragdoll, which is exactly what he wants. However, the Tyrannus is there to revive Sierra, and things look pretty bad now.
Yeah, with Vanessa getting taken out there, that really does put Freeman in a huge lead.
That proc from Yunhong is making things look a bit better for Tomato, but is it enough? Because Daphnis still needs one more turn before he's got that skill 3. Sierra's got a bomb up next turn.
Yeah, and I really feel like Sierra might be the ticking time bomb for this game.
That was not enough. So unfortunate.
And the triple sleep to sort of add insult to injury there.
Yeah, this is looking really rough for Tomato now. That Hathor in the beginning, as I mentioned earlier, that skill 2 strip onto a fire unit into skill 3. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, I was going to say, make it look close, for the fans. But that's going to do it. He doesn't even want to play the rest of the game out. And honestly, I don't blame him, but can it get more epic than this, Peter? We're down to the final game of the grand finals of the Legend Tournament for Season 12.
All of his drafts so far had a lot of damage, especially in round 1, right? A lot of damage is the name that Tomato lives by. Now we are about to see the pre-bans. it could just be Yunhung and Ragdoll again.
Okay, well, let's see what our pre-bans are. And there is the Ragdoll ban. So already taking that one. No more sick 1v1s like I was asking for. But kind of glad that we're going to see things mixed up here for our final game of this Legend tournament.
All right, and now we see Freeman getting that first pick priority once again, leaning towards the Hathor. That was such a crucial unit last time in his victory. And now Tomato responds with Ganny and Fran.
Yep, Franamide, as I like to call it. The first 2 picks. Am I fired yet? The first 2 picks for Freeman. On the other side, I think we actually just might see Freeman kind of lather, rinse, repeat with his team comp.
Yeah, I mean, the Hathor Sierra has been always there.
Yeah.
If we predict things along the same lines, it should be... I don't think he's going to be picking Gianna too early here, I would say.
You don't think?
Okay, never mind.
I was going to say, like, he disagrees.
Yep.
It makes...
Tomato, what is going on?
Look, he's just going to keep doing this over and over again. I'm like, okay, we get it. No way he locks this in. No way.
No,
okay.
This is like an actual inside joke between them at this point. I'm pretty sure they're friends.
He's like, what, you want me to do it again? Don't make me do it twice.
Yeah, I mean, he's just bringing that memory fresh out of the wound back to Mr. Freeman. However, we do see Daphnis once again being picked up almost, I feel like 5 games in a row, but probably 4 games in a row. And the Triana being there as well to prevent Freeman from taking that. Now, whenever we saw this Daphnis pick, Freeman always resorted to the Taranis. So what is last pick going to be different this time from Tomato?
Yeah, is it going to even be? Oh, I guess it has to be, but for Tomato, so much comes down to this one final moment. Can you imagine how much pressure? And there it is, the Leica.
That is interesting. Freeman does not want to deal with Tomato picking Leica here. He's clearly putting a lot of respect on that unit. And so now Tomato, he decides to put Akia, I believe is the name. Fire Succubus flexing once again, but not really sure what he's going to do yet.
Look, I mean, it all comes down to this. The final pick of the finals, and I was expecting the Fire Succubus, honestly, but no.
I mean, this could be just a Daphnis ban here. We'll see.
I could see that coming out. I mean, I don't think you're going to take Leica out of the way. I don't know. It's a tough call.
That Vertihowl, Fran, Ganny, Triana could be a very scary combo. That's what Freeman is thinking right now. Like, sure, I could take out Tomato's biggest threat by taking out the Daphnis, but if I do that, do I have what it takes to survive the Fran and Vert? Well, he decides, you know what, that is too much sustain, too much turns. I'm going to at least chunk out the sustain a bit because he expected the Giannis to get banned, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that would be the expectation there. Still, taking the Fran out is a big choice to make when Vert is the last pick. Do you think that there was, like, not too much? Obviously, Tomato's been in this position many times before. What do you think about that final Vert pick coming through? That was a big deal.
I think that Vert pick was fine, but this Hathor constantly doing this needs to get banned. This needs to get banned. I'm saying it straight up. This is annoying.
How many times do we have to see it happen? It's not stopping.
Yeah, I mean, that skill 2 into skill 3 just always being present for Mr. Freeman here. And that proc on Sierra, a bonus coming in. He's going to have a bomb available next turn. Now, Daphnis, he's going to do a big chunk to tarnish his health, but he's going to say, it's fine. I still got a bit of health left. Triana going to cleanse the Ganny because he wants to ventilate Triana.
Yeah, very, very tanky druids. We're not going to see that second life used just yet. But, I mean, Hathor is just starting off every one of these games so incredibly powerfully. What a way to go.
Yeah, now we see Taranis using that skill 3 here. So we could be seeing a potential Seal of Magic first because he knows Sierra has the bomb and he doesn't want to deal with it. But now he could ventilate the Daphnis into skill 3 strip and take out the Taranis. Or even Sierra.
You definitely could have. Here comes the Overwhelm. Not going to be all that effective. I mean, Freeman is just locked down at this point. What does Tomato even have as a game plan here?
Tomato, he's going to be cleansing that Vertihowl. And once that Vertihowl gets moving, Freeman's going to be in for a lot of trouble. Because if that Taranis goes down and that Vertihowl keeps moving, then Tomato's going to win. Because that's how Vertihowl usually works.
Yeah, I mean, the more time you have alive, the better and better that pick becomes.
The proc on that Vertihowl coming in clutch as that Daphnis once again gets another turn here. He's definitely going to be looking to probably just skill 3 to the Sierra, I would say.
Here we go, Hellfire.
That's for
yes.
sure gonna kill. That's once the armor break lands, that's a death sentence.
I was trying to act like it was close to add suspense, Peter. You don't have to give away the secret at the end.
All right, fair enough, Rapin.
Well,
I do see the Triana going down, though.
Right, no mystery. Yes, that's going to kill, and now a 3-on-3, but let's see exactly how even this is. Look, all I know is one player has a Leica, the other doesn't. We already know how that goes.
This is exactly what you were asking for, though. This right now,
That's true.
It's a Leica moment. This is actually a bit close because usually Vertihal players would have the advantage in a 3v3. However, Leica kind of just makes that Daphnis skill 3 not very strong.
Yeah, and it definitely adds the comeback potential, so let's keep an eye on this. Definitely trying for the focus. Hellfire coming down. This is going to trigger that passive. Not a big impact on the game, and like I said, that
if
Leica
the proc comes, oh man.
Not as much as I was hoping for.
If that proc happened there, that would have been a dead unit. Freeman was definitely praying for it. Did not happen, but just those counters coming in.
That hits. It's insane. He's going off.
Yeah, just those counters are enough to chip away at the Vertihal enough that it's almost dead. Hathor going for Gani here instead of Vertihal because he doesn't want to risk getting countered on. The Vertihal trying so hard to allow this Daphnis to make a big impact play here. Glancing coming out. However, he just crits and vamps up.
That vamp is insane. I mean, we've just seen Leica be the star of the show for this series. Really, the defining monster, I think.
Attack break.
It's not going to stop any... Wow, gets it.
Interesting. He didn't even try to attack break the Daphnis there. I do question that play a bit there. Because that reset is going to come out onto Tarnus, he does not die, but the violent proc out of Ganymede is going to be enough to do that. And the Hellfire comes out. That is a dead Leica.
Again, no suspense, Peter. You really got to make people think the survival's possible. And we put a lot of eggs in our Leica basket, but at the end of the day, no Leica anymore, and this all but seals the deal for Tomato.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit unfortunate there. If that Daphnis was contested with the Hathor, and if he was lucky enough to land the debuffs, then it could have been possible for Leica to carry. However, the Gani-Daphnis combo really showing why this combo is feared.
Yeah, absolutely. It's if you're not used to it yet, get ready because you're going to have to get used to it. Now here we see the final moments of this Legend tournament. Hellfire coming down, and with that crit, and indeed the final lethal, that is going to give the 5th game win